afternoon, welcome back to my hotel. Welcome to downtown Doha here in Qatar, and also welcome to part 2 of my trip. We're heading from Hamad International Airport down to Melbourne in Australia. 14 hours and 30 minutes I think the flight's scheduled to be. So let's go and get our Uber. Let's head to Hamad International, and also let's head all the way down to Australia and show you what it's like for the ultra long haul part of our trip. So from downtown Doha, it's about 30 to 35 minutes. Great road system from here to the airport, and it's about £10 sterling, about €13 or $18. So yeah, it's a very efficient way for a night stop in Qatar. So your premium journey with Qatar Airlines begins here at Terminal 1. There's a separate business class terminal here, so we'll go in here and use the expedited check-in and possibly fast track all the way into the new lounge. So let's go and see how the journey begins with Qatar, which I'm sure as always is going to be a very premium service. So to the left is the business class check-in, and to the right is the first class check-in. So we're going to be taking to the left here. It's a completely separate area. The airport is lovely and quiet this morning, so let's go and get rid of these bags. So whenever you check in using this premium area here, which is nice, this is only for business class customers, and then you head over here to the fast track security that brings you straight into the business class lounge. So welcome to the Garden Lounge. This is our first stop for our trip. So you come up these lifts here. You're checked in by the lovely ladies over here. There's a Louis Vuitton bar here, and you come down here to there's a full service buffet restaurant. But the nicest part of this lounge is there's lots of natural lights and all these lovely trees and stuff, and it looks out, it's a bit like Singapore as I was going down into the lounge here now. And then if you go over to here, and you've got a beautiful garden view. This is going to help with jet lag when it comes to after my 14.5-hour flight. So I'm going to get some breakfast here and then head down to the gate. It's been a bit of a drama, but I'll let you know more of the drama when I get on board the plane. So a very quick tip: if you're ever in the Garden Lounge, there is a buffet, but there's nothing wrong with it. But let me just show you whenever you order from the QR code. So we got some eggs Benedict, some barista coffee, which is much nicer than the machine, but all important, anyone who follows my channel knows it's 12 o'clock somewhere whenever you're having a glass of champagne. So I'm going to tuck into this because our flight's boarding in 20 minutes. And this is just another view of the garden area. It's very nice, very calming here. You don't feel like you're in an airport, you feel like you're in a tropical garden. But I better go and eat my eggs and drink my coffee, and more importantly have my champagne, for it's nearly time to head to Melbourne. So welcome on board Qatar Airlines Q Suite. This is my seat 9E. We're travelling together, so we have a seat right beside each other. It's like a double bed in a hotel. It's definitely much different than the flight we got from Dublin, so I'll give you a wee bit more of an in-depth view of the seats and the features when we get airborne, because it's a very busy flight. So my champagne has just arrived, so a little bit of an update on the drama we had. It's very, very quick. We booked this with British Airways, so it's actually Qatar to Canberra. This plane stops in Melbourne, so I had thought that we could just get our bags off in Melbourne. Now, there was conflicting information at check-in, etc, 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 but at the gate they've assured us we can get our bags off in Melbourne and continue our journey. We didn't want to go to Canberra, but award seat availability comes up much quicker if you book Qatar to Canberra. If you book Qatar to Melbourne, which is the same flight, availability very rarely comes up. So obviously we wanted, for the nearly 14-hour flight, we wanted Q Suite. So as season travellers, it wasn't a big thing. There was a lot of dealing to do with different people, but we've got it sorted out. So the champagne is well and truly deserved now. So we're going to be taking off in 10 minutes, so I'm going to relax here and enjoy this flight. So just before we check off, I'll go over some of the menu options. For firstly the drinks, we have the French Duval or Reserve Champagne, we have the Tattinger Rosé, we have an American Chardonnay, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, we have a French Riesling, we also have a French Rosé, French Grand Cru, we have Shiraz from Adelaide in Australia, where we're heading, and we have a blended Chateau Palmont French. We have a dessert wine they're giving us all here today, and we also have some port. You have your cocktails, your spirits, etc. Then we also have the breakfast. So there is some, probably the best thing is if you want to look at it, you can pause this on my channel, and then you have the lunch, which will probably be served later, because this flight departs at 8:15 in the morning, so I think it's a bit early for caviar. So when traveling with the Qatar Airlines, you also get your little bit of Arabic coffee, which is quite strong. You just cardamom, etc. And also some nice dates. So let's enjoy this before we take off. So before breakfast commences, I'm going to show you some of the features of the Q Suite that make it so unique. So I'm just in relax mode here. The seat hasn't been moved, but this is the leg room before I even put the seat into lie flat. Now I'm 6'3", so this is amazing. One of the best features of this is this. Closing door. So this means that I have complete privacy. Moving on to the seat, you have your do not disturb button if you want complete privacy, your lighting. These are all the different features of the seat. You can have it all different types of preset modes, or you can put it fully flat, half flat. This is a universal plug. You have your USB, another USB, HDMI. This is a manual control for the in-flight entertainment. A little cubby hole down here, which is a water bottle storage for your headset, but it really is, it's more akin to first class than business class. So yeah, don't forget, I'm going to tell you all how I got this for less than the price of economy, so you'll have to stay tuned. Now also the toiletry bag is probably similar to the one we had in Dublin. You have the face cream, body lotion, nude toilet, lip balm and flight socks, but I'm going to be making use of the moisturiser in this flight because it's very, very long. So the breakfast service has just commenced. I'm going to show you what's being delivered. So we're starting with the coconut and mango smoothie, some nice fresh fruit. We have a croissant, some chocolate brioche and plain brioche, and then some butter and marmalade to start. So it's a nice refreshing breakfast just to get us on the way to Melbourne. And the warm option came now. This is a cheese omelette, some chicken sausage and some potatoes, and I went for another cup of tea. So all in all, it's very tasty. After that delicious dinner, I'm going to get my bed made up, so let's head to the bathroom and get changed into my pyjamas and rest up. Now, welcome to the 777 bathroom. This is it's very nice, lots of nice lighting. Let me just show you around. So you've got your vanity mirror, got a nice big sink, you've got a full mirror, and another mirror, and your bathroom. And you've also got some nice premium amenities. So I'm going to get into my pyjamas here and get ready for some snooze. Just as I come back, my lovely attendant has made my suite into a beautiful bed. This is going to be so nice to enjoy, and the cabin's lights are all dimmed. So I'm going to get in here and rest and enjoy the next 6 to 7 hours sleeping on board Qatar's Q Suite. So I thought it would be a nice little caveat here to show me relaxing in the bed. I'm not going to sleep just yet, although I'm starting to get a little bit drowsy with all the food and nice drinks. So the door has been closed. It's nice and private. The bed has been made up. There's so much room. It's so comfortable. The food, the drink, everything has been really first class. So my nice fluffy pillow behind me, I'm stretched out. I can't think of a better way to travel to Australia. I still have to let everyone know how I did this, but you're going to still have to wait until the end of the video till I tell you how I got this flight for less than economy. So from somewhere over the Indian Ocean on the 777-300, good night, and I'll speak to everyone whenever the next round of nice food and drinks come around, but I think it's time to have 40 winks. Now I've just woken up, 4.5, 5 hours of uninterrupted sleep there. It was very nice. The eye mask, the earplugs work really, really well. It's in Arabic, but we are just about 2 hours till you make landfall near Perth. So I think it's time we got something to eat. So let's see what snacks we can have. Thought I would go for something very light, so I went with the tiramisu. It's not Cocoa Pops, just in case anyone wonders, and a nice glass of champagne. Now we are just an hour and 50 minutes until we land into Melbourne, so I thought, what's the best thing to do? Have some more food. So I'm going to show you some of the nice, delicious, I don't know if it's lunch or it's dinner or it's breakfast, because it's such a long flight. We took over at 8 o'clock in the morning, but we land at 6 o'clock in the morning, but we haven't had any supper, so this is probably our dinner. We are just... So let's get something to eat before we land, and I'm also going to give you the update on how I got this flight so cheap. Now the appetizer has arrived, and in fitting with this flight, it is very luxurious. Let me show you. I have went for the caviar with smoked salmon and lemon. Your little accompaniments comes with some nice bread and some nice oils, and why not have another glass of champagne? So this is Nice final meal. So, hoping this main course is going to be as good as the starter, the caviar was obvious. So I went for the braised short rib, has like a spicy Asian sauce, and I went with a glass of the French red. So I'll be full of food by the time I arrive into Melbourne, so let's tuck into this. It looks delicious. So we have about 30 minutes to run to we land into Melbourne, so I'll let you in on this big secret on how I got these £8,000 seats for 10% of the price. We redeemed 140,000 Avios each. A lot of Avios, but only £400 in taxes. How do I accrue these? It's 3 different ways. I have a Barclays Avios credit card, which gets me 1,500 Avios every month. On joining that, you get a massive sign-up bonus. I think it's in around 60,000 Avios. I also have the Barclay card Avios, which gets me 1.5 Avios per pound spent. I have a small business back in Ireland. I pay all my bills, my suppliers, my utilities with this credit card, so you can imagine within a year how much I accrue. I also have an American Express Platinum, which on joining is a 60,000 bonus, and every year you get a 25,000 retention bonus. So you can see how these points all add up. I convert these into Avios with British Airways. British Airways and Qatar are partners, so you can book with British Airways or with Qatar. A secret is Qatar sometimes have availability that BA don't have. This is the best business class in the world. Nothing really tops Qatar. Their lounges, their service on board, their staff, their aircraft are all brand new. Everything's just very, very nice. So my mantra in life is do not pay anything by direct debit, pay everything with a card. Get Avios no matter what you do, no matter where you go, always spend with your credit card. So this is the proof of the pudding. I'm sitting here and enjoying with my partner a really nice first class experience, you could say. This is business class, but it is first class really. On the longest trip from Europe to Australia is the best bang for your buck, I would say. So we're arriving refreshed into Melbourne. We've had very good food, beautiful drinks, and a lovely lie flat bed. So if you're in the position to get any of these credit cards, that is the Barclay Card Avios or the American Express Platinum, all our Avios earning, make sure you do this. So some landing shots, although I'm in the middle, into Melbourne, and speak to everybody when I get on the ground. Welcome to Melbourne. Thank you very much to the wonderful crew, as always. Qatar, our first class, there's Skytrax 10. Thank you very much. Let's go and enjoy some Australian hospitality. Bye. So, welcome to Melbourne. That was a fantastic flight. Staff all very good. Everybody, Qatar are 6-star. So, on to Melbourne, on for some coffees, on for some nice Australian sunshine. And join me in the next trip. Like, subscribe, and see you on the next trip.